Sukkah, Perek Daled, Mishnah Gimel. So we're talking about some things, but when it comes to Sukkot, we do 6 days, some things we do 7 days. So let's look at what Arava is. We don't even know what Arava is yet, but we'll figure it out. Biur Mishnah Gimel, explanation from Mishnah Gimel. Arava Shiv'a. The mitzvah of Arava is 7 days, not Lulav, Arava. I don't know what it is, Kitzad. So how? What did it mean, mitzvah of Arava? כבר הזכרנו בפתיחה למסכתנו, we already explained in the beginning, שמלבד הערבה שבלולב, besides the willow that one puts in a lulav, היו במביאים במקדש עוד ערבה. There was in the temple another mitzvah that has to do with willow. לזוקפה בצדי המזבח. They used to take long branches of willow, not the small ones that we have, like a whole branch, tall one, like 3 meters, 4 meters. Yeah, long ones. And they used to stand it on the sides of the mizbeach. כפי שיבואו להלן, like we're going to see later on in Mishnah Hay. And where do we learn this? Where in the Torah does it say to do this? It doesn't. Nowhere in the Torah does it say to do it. But, halacha leMoshe miSinai. When Moshe came down from the mountain, he told us, this is what God told me to do. It's not written in the Torah, but this is what God told me. ושנינו לעיל משנה א', and we already explained in the first Mishnah, שערבה זו פעמים מצוותה 6 ימים, so there are some days, some years that you're going to do it 6 days, ופעמים 7 ימים, and some years you're going to do it 7 days. ובא משנתנו לבאר, ערבה 7 ימים כיצד. It says, when do you do it 7 days? Yeah, when is the time that you do it 7 days? When is it 7 days? When is it 6 days? No, sometimes it's 7, sometimes it's 6. Depends on the year. Depends where Shabbos falls. Oh, that's a strange one. Very good. So even though we're going to see that even though that you're right, it was still sometimes 6, sometimes 7. And the question, like you're saying, it's why? The temple always is 7. Who cares? Okay. So it says like this. Yom Shvi'i shel Arava. What happens if the 7th day, you see, with the lulav, it was the first day. That was the important one. It's the 7th day. So if the 7th day is of the Arava, shechal liot b'Shabbat, the 7th day happened to be on Shabbat. Yeah? Arava Shiva. Then the 7th day you keep it. If it's on the 7th Shabbat, you do it on Shabbat. But if the 7th is not Shabbat, you don't do it. This is none. אם יום השביעי של סוכות חל להיות בשבת, if the 7th day of Sukkot happens on Shabbat, מצוות ערבה של מזבח דוחה שבת. Then you push away Shabbat. You do the ערבה, it's the temple. Yeah? ונמצא שנוהגת היא כל 7 ימי הסוכות. And then you do it all 7 days of Sukkot. ושאר כל הימים, on all the other days. What do you mean all the other days? If Shabbat falls anything first to 6 days, that's right. אם חל יום השביעי בשאר הימים ולא בשבת, if it's on the first or the 6 days, and it's Shabbat in one of the first to 6 days, 6, then you only do 6. לא הייתה מצוות ערבה נוהגת אלא 6 ימים בלבד. You only do ערבה, only 6 days only. שבשבת לא היו מביאים ערבה למזבח, because on Shabbat they didn't bring the willow to the altar. And the question that you're asking, hey, what's going on over here? בגמרא מבואר, in the Gemara,
דוחה שבת, מצוות ערבה דוחה שבת.
only when?
ערבה לא בשבת.
Only when it's on the 7th day. Only when it's on the 7th day, דוחה שבת.
If it's going to be in the 3rd day,
it's not דוחה. The important ערבה is on the 7th day. Okay? לא היו מביאים ערבה למזבח. בגמרא מבואר, but still the question is why not? Push it over all the days. בגמרא מבואר, in the Gemara it explains, why do we treat it this way? So the Gemara explains to you, it's a technicality. Actually, we should do it 7 days. You're right. Actually, it doesn't matter where it falls, we should do it 7 days. But we're going to have a problem. You're going to see soon why. It's a technicality. What's the technicality? שאילו מצווה זו אינו מפורשת בתורה, since this mitzvah is a mitzvah from the Torah. It is a mitzvah from the Torah. But it doesn't say it in the Torah. People are going to make a mistake. We're going to see, what kind of mistake can they make? והצדוקים לא הודו בה. And specifically, how do we know it's problematic? Because at the time, the tzdokim only believed in the written Torah, they didn't believe in the oral Torah, they didn't keep it. Yep. לפיכך קבעו חכמים, so therefore, from the Torah, you should actually celebrate 7 days. Came the sages, it says, we're not going to let you celebrate 7 days. Why not? לפיכך קבעו חכמים, שיהא חיובה ביום השביעי דוחה בשבת. So the sage just says, look, because of the tzdokim, we're going to make sure that people are going to know that it is from the Torah. How would the tzdokim admit that it's from how would everybody not going to be a tzdoki? By showing them that it pushes away Shabbat. If it pushes away Shabbat, it must be from the Torah. Otherwise, it wouldn't push away Shabbat. כדי לפרסמה שמצווה של תורה היא. In order to say it's a mitzvah of Torah. So then why not on Tuesday or on Thursday also push it away? If it's from the Torah, let's see. ולא קבעו דבר זה באחד משאר ימי החג. But what not? So why didn't you do it on if Shabbat was on a Monday? Or the second day of the Yom Tov or third day of the Yom Tov? לפי שביום הראשון של החג לא יהיה היכר שמשום מצוות הערבה נדחית שבת. It says on the other days you wouldn't do it. Why? On the first day. Let's say it was on the first day Shabbat. Why wouldn't you do it on the first day? Ki yomru, because if it's on the first day, you know what people are going to say? You know why you keep it? Because you keep the lulav. And they're going to think, since you keep the lulav, you already keep the arava. But really you shouldn't. כי יאמרו שלא נדחתה השבת אלא משום מצוות לולב. They would say we're only pushing away Shabbat if it's on the first day only because of לולב. ועגל הלולב נדחתה השבת. So once לולב pushes away Shabbat, also this pushes away Shabbat. אף לגבי הרבה, וכיוון שראו חכמים שאין לקבוע תקנה זו ביום הראשון, so since the sages are realized we cannot make the importance of Arava be shown on the first day because people are going to say it's the lulav's importance, it's not the Arava importance, they pushed it to the 7th day to show that it out-trumps Shabbat, to show them that it's from the Torah. So then the question is, why not all of the days show that it's the Torah?
Because it's not going to be noticed that it's Doche Shabbat.
Yeah, whenever, it doesn't matter throughout the week, whenever Shabbat falls, on Sunday, on the first day of the year, the second day, so you show it all of the days. Why not show all the days? Let's see. נדחתה השבת אך לגבי הרבה, וכיוון שראו שאין לקבוע תקנתה זו ביום הראשון, דחו ליום השביעי, היום האחרון של סוכות. This is why they pushed to the last day. שהוא יום מסוים כיום הראשון, not a specific day, to show that the ערבה is דוחה שבת. וכן שנו בתוספתא. And this is what they said in the תוספתא. לולב דוחה את השבת בתחילתו, לולב pushes away Shabbat in the beginning, והערבה בסופו, and the ערבה in the end. ובזמן הזה, but this time, in our time, אין נוהגים ליטול ערבה זכר למקדש. We don't do it. We don't run around the 7th day with ערבה. אלא ביום השביעי בלבד. When do we do it? Not on the first day, not on the second day, not on the third day. On the last day, הושענא רבה. That's what we do. בהושענא רבה. הואיל ונטילת ערבה בגבולים. Why? Because we are outside of the temple. We are outside of the זהו. היינו מחוץ למקדש, אינו אלא מנהג. This is only a custom to remember what they did in the temple. In the temple, it's a mitzvah from the Torah. What we do is only a custom, just to remember what they used to do. נביאים, וכן כותב הרמב"ם, this is what the Rambam writes. ערבה זו, this ערבה, הואיל ואינה בפירוש בתורה, since it's not specifically said in the Torah, אין נוטלים אותה כל 7 הימים, ימי החג זכר למקדש. We don't take it all the 7 days. אלא ביום השביעי בלבד. Only on the 7th day. הוא שנוטלים אותה בזמן הזה. But we take it in this time. כיצד עושה? How do we do it? לוקח בד אחד, או בדין הרבה. You take one string, or many, we take 5. חוץ מערבה שבלולב, except the ערבה that's in the לולב, וחובט בה על הקרקע, או על הכלי פעמיים או 3, בלא ברכה. And you bang it on the floor twice or 3 times without a blessing, exactly like we do. שדבר זה מנהג נביאים. This is מנהג נביאים. He didn't explain why the Arava and not the lulav. I'll explain why the Arava, why not every day. Because if you remember, lulav, it's only on the first day doche Shabbat. On the other days, it's not doche Shabbat. If you're going to make Arava doche Shabbat all the days, people are going to think Arava is more important from the lulav. That's why they said, no, we're going to make it a little bit, just as much as the lulav. Since we do it with the lulav, we do the Arava just like the lulav. Because otherwise people are going to think that Arava is more the oraita than the lulav.
Okay. And today, the Arava does not doche Shabbat. In other words,
no.
When Arava is on Shabbos, we don't.
Yeah, of course not. Of course not. Yeah.
זה לא דוחה Shabbat.
In the temple it is. In the temple it is. In the temple. Now we only do a custom. It's not even the Rabbanan. What we do today is not even the Rabbanan. It's not even the sages. It's a custom to remember. Yeah, minhag neviim.